So it looks like you're doing some research on apartments here in the Fort Worth area. Maybe you're looking at high rises, or maybe you're looking at mid rises, or maybe you just want something nice and more of the luxury vibe. And if any or all of that is the case, you're going to want to check out this video because I'm going to be covering this building from top to bottom, and most importantly, the neighborhood. We've got bougie department stores and fine dining all around us, which is why they put one of the nicest apartment buildings right next to it. We're going to be covering parking, floor plans, pricing, incentives, the amenities, everything that makes this building unique. So that way you can get an idea on if the George could be a good choice for you. And if it's your first time swinging by the channel, welcome. My name's Lucas. I'm a realtor here in the city. Every single day, I've got people blowing me up like you and 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 you, buying condos and renting apartments all throughout the Metroplex. So if you ever have any questions about anything that I cover, feel free to drop me a line. All of my information is below in the description, and I'd be more than happy to help answer any questions that you might have. So without any further ado, let's go check out the George. Welcome to the George, which was built in 2021. It's got 397 units sitting on 6 floors, comprised of 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms, so no penthouses. And you've got all the amenities on the ground, being the gym, lounge, pool, indoor and outdoor movie theater, pet wash, etc. And we are going to cover all of that along with a few floor plans. This building, in my opinion, is a one-of-a-kind diamond in the rough. There's not a ton of luxury options in this area. A lot of that gets closer to Dallas. In my opinion, there's technically one building it competes with out here in terms of luxury, but hands down, I think the best thing about the George is the neighborhood it sits in, because we are a pitching wedge away from Clearfork, which, if you haven't heard of Clearfork, it's kind of like the Beverly Hills of Fort Worth. Some people compare this area to Highland Park, but I don't want to get too crazy. You've just got fine dining, designer shopping. I was here during Christmas, so you've got the kiddos out here running around. It's super family oriented. There's a huge movie theater, bowling alley, and I actually bumped into a former colleague of mine back from my corporate America days when I came out here, and he lives in Weatherford. So there's a lot of people that come out here that live in the western pocket of the Metroplex, mainly because it's the closest spot to have a nice dinner and go on a shopping spree. And when I got here, I was actually a little hungry, so I swung by my favorite spot. Doc B's isn't anything crazy. Last time I had been here was when I lived in Tampa, so it's a chain, but I always got to pay my respects, especially since they've got the best chicken kebabs and cucumber salad on this side of the Mississippi. As we're walking in, one thing I noticed was that there is no concierge, but there is after-hours security, so I want y'all to keep that in mind. A lot of y'all that reach out to me take safety and security very seriously, as we all should, but 24/7 concierge is just more of a high-rise feature. And as a reminder, the George is a mid-rise, and just like all the mid-rises in the Metroplex, you will not have concierge. Another thing, the inspiration on the decor and finish out is inspired by Hanover. And if you don't know Hanover, they're a development and property management firm that initially had this building until Willowbridge came in to run the property a couple years ago. So we look at all of these amenities and floor plans, which are all in chapters here. You will see similarities to some of the Hanover buildings I've vlogged in the past. Parking is pretty simple. You've got a 6-floor parking garage attached to the property, and level 1 is for guests and some commercial, and then guests can also park outside along the curb of which you just saw, and then levels 2 through 6 is for residents only, all locked behind an automatic gate that will ping off of your toll tag. And then moving over to the floor plans, our first one is going to be the model 1-bedroom, and for context, we are on the 6th floor. And this property has 4 different color schemes, as you've got Obsidian Ash, Morning Fog, Midnight Echo, which is this one because the entire 6th floor is Midnight Echo, and then you have Natural Elm. So basically just a dark, 2 mediums, and then a light. And in this unit you've got hardwood all throughout the kitchen, common areas, bedroom, closets, and then tile in the bathroom. But be careful because there is only hardwood all throughout the 6th floor. I will say that again. At the George, there is only hardwood all throughout on the units sitting on the 6th floor. For floors 1 through 5, you will have carpet in the bedrooms and closets. So keep this in mind if you have pets or if you just hate carpet. Some of y'all call me and you say that you're allergic to rugs. So at the George, you're going to have to be very, very careful. On top of that, all of the studios and then some of the 1-bedrooms will also have hardwood all throughout. It just kind of depends on which floor and which floor plan. But the vast majority of units, as we have 397 units total, will have carpet in the bedrooms, which you'll see on the last floor plan. So enough about that. This unit faces west, so you'll get the sunset view and a lot of natural light during the mid-afternoon, and then no balcony here. Only 20% of the units here have balconies. I'm not sure why, that's just the way the developers wanted it to create a smoother aesthetic on the exterior, and along with that they also snuck in some Juliets, depending on the floor plan. But all in all, this is one of my favorite 1-bedroom floor plans in the building because I prefer to be higher up. I'm also digging the dual vanity in the bathroom, plus you have a larger walk-in closet. Next up is our 2-bedroom model, and some things I wanted to point out. It's facing the courtyard, so not as much natural light compared to the one that we just saw that was facing west. And another thing you'll see is carpet in the bedrooms, and I actually just noticed the bathroom tile design is different in here versus the 1-bedroom we just saw. So you'll see that here in a second when I'm done walking through the living room. And I think the main reason why the tile is different is because we're on the 2nd floor now. And I actually like the tile design a little bit more down here. I just think it looks a little more modern, more aesthetic, and less vanilla than what we just saw. But again, like, you're gonna have carpet in here. It's just a trade-off that you're gonna have to decide on your own. So long story short, if you haven't pieced this together yet, the finish out, color, flooring, balcony, no balcony, all of this will be different depending on the floor plan. So if you have questions, just call me because I've got a cheat sheet and I'll do what I can to put you in the right direction. Last but not least, we have a 3-bedroom, and there are only 2 3-bedroom floor plans in the entire building, and we just so happen to have one that was vacant, so I'm kind of excited to show it off. And this color scheme is natural elm, and it will be the darkest color scheme out of the 4. You'll notice the pillar in the living room, and you see this in a bunch of high rises. These usually annoy me, but it doesn't annoy me as much here because they kind of stuffed it in the corner. Some buildings will put these pillars dead center in the living room, which is no bueno. And I think what drives people into this floor plan, aside from the 3rd bedroom, is going to be the windows. These are some of the largest windows out of any floor plan that you'll see at the George, as I'm referring to the windows here in the living room. If only this unit was higher up, it could probably pass for more of the high-rise vibe, as well as the price point. So we'll just address the elephant in the room, as this is one of the priciest units offered by the George, and on top of that, you only get 2 bathrooms. So all in all, I'm not sure I love how the bathrooms are configured, but the windows are amazing and by far my favorite part. So if you're getting any value whatsoever from this video, then you got to do this thing, just like all of these people are doing. And they're doing it for 2 reasons. The first reason is that I have relationships with all of the leasing offices within the Metroplex, and depending on your budget, timeline, and floor plan, I could help you capture additional incentives and move-in bonuses, of which can help make your living situation just a little more affordable, because the buildings actually incentivize me to bring new residents through the door. So it's not like you'd be cutting me a check for my services. that is being taken care of by the building. And then the second reason that people are reaching out, which I think is most important, is that they want the dirt, they want the tea, they want the pros, specifically the cons, on any building that they're researching. Because as you can imagine, it can be kind of difficult to see the downsides of a building just by talking to leasing agents, watching YouTube videos, and doing research online. So people call me because I do anywhere from 20 to 50 tours a week with my clients. And over time, I kind of get to see the things that are not so good, because as you can imagine, there is no perfect building. So people call me because they want peace of mind for the decision that they're going to have to live with for the next 12 months. And if you do decide to reach out, I promise that I will do absolutely the best that I can for you. And moving over to the amenities, which are all on the first floor, we're gonna start at the lounge, which is pretty cool. It screams the Hanover brand just by looking at the aesthetic, if you've seen some of those videos. But the lounge is also hybrid, as half of it is indoor and the other half is outdoor. So you'll have some options depending on the time of year. And moving over to the pool, I saw one pool table on the way in, as well as some private cabanas with outdoor TVs. And then obviously the pool is in the center, which, just like all mid-rises, will have a particular window of time of the day that it gets the most sun. One other thing extremely unique about the pool area is that in the corner there is an outdoor movie theater. Basically just some loungers stationed in front of a 100-inch TV. So I thought that was cool, probably more ideal during the summertime to utilize. As of the recording of this video, it's December, which is why it's kind of leafy. But yeah, I've never seen a building do this, and I thought it was pretty unique. Next up, we've got the gym, and the only thing I really liked about it was the loose barbells. I think I saw 2 or 3 of them leaning against the wall, and you won't be able to rack them for squatting, but you can use it for other stuff like curls, overhead press, rows, etc. If you're more of a serious gym goer and into compound lifts, so if you use them, you're gonna have to pull plates from the Smith machine. And I think the dumbbells went up to about 75 pounds, so not bad for a mid-rise. And yeah, all in all, not too shabby. If the gym is important to you, then you're probably going to want to either hold on to your gym membership or lean more towards a high-rise, just because the high-rise gyms tend to have more equipment, more space, etc. But this one is definitely respectful for a mid-rise.
So that is going to wrap us up at the George. And after watching this video, you might be thinking one of two things. Okay, love the building, love the price, love the neighborhood, but what are the downsides? I think I might want to apply. And if that's the case, drop me a line so that way I can give you all of the pros and the cons. You might be also thinking, you know what? I'm not quite sold yet. I wasn't a big fan of the finish out. Maybe I want to live in a high rise. And if that's the case, feel free to check out this playlist because I did a vlog tour just like this one over some of the most popular apartment buildings all throughout the Metroplex, which will be helpful if you're doing some more research. So with that, y'all stay safe, y'all stay out of trouble, and we'll catch you in the next video. Y'all be good.